I'm going to share the journey to do tarot readings yourself. It can feel overwhelming, it can feel daunting. A lot of people go to readers to get advice, hear about their future, all sorts of things. Maybe not, perhaps not realizing you have the potential to do it yourself. Now, of course, you have to go on a huge healing journey. You have to increase your vibration so you can purely receive that information from your guides, and then you literally embody it. Really, you don't even doubt the message. I think when you're in a situation of doubt, it's hard to, I think, receive the message because you're always fighting against it. So it's not pure, but literally, these are things we can develop through our life. So it's not necessarily you're just naturally born with it. Although some people do have like they unravel it earlier in their journey. So I've done something. I'm writing a book at the same time. So that I was literally, my whole focus here was just going to do a little reading so people can see for myself what I do. I was going to explain how I see my situation at the moment. Then I was going to say how I see my future. And then we'll see for the tarot whether that matches that, because I don't preempt anything. You can see if I don't ask a question, it mainly doesn't come anything out. If something does, it's because spirit wants me to know something there and then. So I wanted to show that side of things because I think that'll be the best way I can show people, really, through my own life. That's how I do everything. It's like I'll just show you through me. And it's literally the reason I do that isn't to go, oh, look how incredible I am. It's to show, look, if he can do it, I can do it. So if I've built that connection, what's to say you can't build that connection? So look, like there was a period of my life where I was enamored. I was mesmerized by tarot readings. I just thought anyone that connects to spirit source is a magician. Like, you're incredible. Like, that is out of this world. And then I uncovered the fact that I have these gifts. And then I have incredible mediums and psychics coming to me saying how powerful I am. And it's like, you've got a huge destiny and all these things. It's like, wow, okay. And it's just you building into it. So anyway, I'm writing my next book. So my first spiritual book is Lose Your Mind to Find Your Soul. So anyone starting a spiritual journey, I'd say always start there. It's great. It's a great introduction. And I'm currently writing the next book, follow up from that. I've been focusing on other books. Now it's like, let's go back to the spiritual side. And it's a certain part of the chapter book. I just thought, because we're doing tarot, I wasn't going to reveal any of the book, but I might as well just share the first few paragraphs just so you can understand where it comes from. Because there's a the tarot community and the psychic community, spiritual community, it's slightly divided at times. You get some people who are at the beginning, some people who are at the middle, maybe they're supporting other people. There's some people that are further along and they're supportive of other people. But like any sort of niche or any area of life, there's always some that are a bit pompous. So they'll be hammering the meaning. Oh, you're missing. It doesn't mean that, but you interpret how you want, and that's what I'm getting at there. Because some people, like for instance, on my journey, I've had incredibly powerful, gifted people, and I know of their gifts. I recognize it immediately, and you know when someone knows what they're talking about. So some of them actually always said to me, like, don't even learn the cards, because this is the thing with tarot. You've got some people who haven't gone on a spiritual path, so they actually don't even have that connection to source. They've not uncovered it. They've learnt cards. They've actually mastered the meaning of tarot as a basic form, but they don't receive any other guidance. So it's too rigid. Whereas spirit actually gives us things as a sign, like an omen, if you like. But there's more to it than just the card. It's just an instigator, and then you follow intuition. Like, what's your initial thought? What's this? How are you feeling? These things come into it. So I personally would rather have a tarot reading from someone who actually has a connection to source and is spiritual than someone who's just a tarot guru who just reads cards as like it's a book, because that's too rigid. There's too many meanings you're missing. You're not going to get enough from that. I spoke to someone gifted before who was discussing that, and we come across someone like that, and it was obvious they're missing a lot of what we're seeing. And it's like, the point really there is, you're going to get people who judge. There's going to be people that say, "Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong." It's interpretation, and it's guidance, for crying out loud. So, like, it's like in my life. I'm just going to go before I go on this book. Is like I help my daughter with a lot of things in her life in this in the spiritual path. She's growing into it herself and things. And I do say to her, be cautious about any sign you have. Like, what is perceived today, it doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen in the future, especially if the timeline's further along. So, for instance, we did uncover a little bit about her future in terms of like marriage and stuff, and it was like pretty cool. But I did say to her, look, that's not set in stone. I look at my life. There was someone that was supposed to be in my life. I've been waiting 4 years. They've took different paths. They've ended up having a child with someone else. It's like all sorts of shit, And look, I understand it's a healing journey. I'm trying not to judge heavily, but it's like, at what point do you say, I want to be the priority? Like, it's not saying that I don't want to be horrible there, because it's having a child is an incredible blessing. But the point is, if they chose me sooner, we may have had a child of our own together. You don't know these things, but it's kind of like, okay, I get it. At a certain point, that would have been the path. And if everybody made certain decisions at the certain times, now, not to say they're entirely at fault. I've probably done some things. Maybe I've been a bit hasty, been a bit, direct, I guess. But either way, it's pushed that situation away. Now, that's not to say that can't happen still, but I'm not of the mindset right now that I could see it happening, even if they come to me, because it's like I want someone who hasn't hurt me. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm just showing that the guidance can fall off because of decisions people make. If you make decisions in alignment with what the reading was initially, and everybody behaves in that same way, your timeline goes together. Otherwise, it can split, and it's kind of like, don't hold so tight to the reading, because give yourself the freedom to have other experiences if it needs to be. I'm not sure if this camera's picking me up. It keeps doing this weird focus shit. It takes me off. Anyway, I'm trying not to make this video long. I'm just going to try and get through it a little bit. I really want people, because I understand there's going to be so many people who are beginning stage of journey. You feel intimidated or you feel like you're being judged. Like my whole journey, I've just gone on my own path. I've met incredible people along the way, but I've always done it my way. I wanted to build the connection to spirit myself, and I'm just trying to give people the strength really to do it themselves too. So let's just go through the first few paragraphs, and I'm hoping it inspires people. I wasn't going to uncover any of this, but I have greenlit it to an extent, so I'm happy to share the chapter, or at least that segment of, and I still might edit it as I go back later on, because it might, like for instance, as you do a book, for instance, you might think, wait a minute, I've repeated that twice because it might have mentioned something similar on another chapter. So anyway, everyone starts somewhere. So the notion that we can only share tarot readings once we become masters at the craft is ridiculous. It's concerning that people at the beginning stages of their journey are accused of not knowing what they're doing, being fake and untrustworthy, when in reality they're simply learning and sharing an exciting new experience. Too many people target others without the foresight to read deeper into situations. Not everyone knows their gifts from birth. Many discover their connection to source later in life through a spiritual awakening. Once we receive signs and synchronicities, evidence of spirit's participation in our lives, it stands to reason that we can communicate with them through divination to gain answers to questions we may have. Fake opportunities opportunists exist in every walk of life, and tarot is no different. So although it's not ethical, some people posture as tarot readers and psychics to exploit others, but people need to recognize for themselves who to trust. After all, energy doesn't lie, and surely it's not typical to seek tarot readings from many different people. It would be wise to find someone we trust to allow access to our energy, rather than make ourselves vulnerable to the wrong people. It should be noted that although some people may be fake, they are genuinely harmless. It's the ones who exploit others that we should be wary of. Those with nefarious intentions can cause issues in our lives by affecting our energy. And they aren't fakes, instead they are dark spiritualists, or whatever term fits them. I don't have a term for them, but I know they exist. Which is why we need to protect our energy and be cautious about who we allow access to it. And that goes both ways. For instance, I often do tarot readings for myself, something many readers consider impossible. Still, I rarely do readings for others. Oh, it took me off. Oh, wait. Because I'm aware of the risks associated with connecting to their energy. Anything negative associated with them could then be attributed to me. So while it may be a nice gesture or even a good business opportunity to help provide answers to people's deeper questions about life and connections, it's not particularly wise to do so without taking the necessary precautions. Therefore, grounding and protection are essential when engaging in spiritual activities, such as tarot readings. When I do my readings, I remain impartial. Although I may have a personal interest, I'm honest enough with myself to know that we don't always get everything we want. Therefore, I interpret answers from spirit in my way and document the numerous readings I've done through video content. However, I have many things I don't share, because what's for us isn't necessarily for anyone else to see. Now, of course, there's more to the chapter than that, but I felt that's probably enough to share, because, again, it's almost about a bit of beacon of hope, really, a bit of kind of light. I'll do it my way. And, I think at the end of the day, too many people want people to mirror them. And it's like, I don't see why we need that. Well, isn't it better if everybody just had their own unique connection to spirit? And that's for me, that's what separates spirituality from religion anyway. It's your experience. Interpret it your way. We don't always have to agree. You might have an experience that I don't actually agree with, and I might say it's not like, for instance, I've had people say, "Oh, I've become religious because that's, but that since I've become religious, these things have happened." And I'm thinking, okay, so in what way was that? And the more they talk, I'm just like, that's not spiritual. That's more spiritual than religion. You don't, and that's just my opinion. It's not to say I'm 100% correct, but like I've said in my other book, Losing Mind to Find Your Soul, I don't believe you have to be in a place of worship. I think you can just have like pure intentions in your life in general. Spirits all around us anyway. They don't just meet us at a place of worship. As a religious. I don't want to sort of mention the specific places because then it offends other religions. Um, but you don't have to be in them places because spirits all around us all the time. It stands to reason, especially once you go on a spiritual awakening, for instance, you get number synchronicities, you get signs everywhere. And that's how my journey started. So it's like, wait a minute, if I'm getting signs quite obvious and apparent here, then what's to stop them to answering a question if I ask them directly? Because they're giving me information without me asking. So what happens when I ask? Huh, that's interesting. And again, you'll uncover it yourself. You'll have people that guide you because that's divine guidance. Like people will be put on our path to literally support and help us grow onto our journey. I don't know if it's bloody I'm getting a bit fed up with this camera at the moment. It seems to keeps differing my focus. So anyway, what I want to do is I'm going to say beforehand. You see the cards come out. It's not like I can cherry pick the cards. I've got no idea the order these cards are in. How can I possibly know? There's cards all over the freaking place, and it's the same with all the decks. They're just it is what it is. I don't know where the hell they are. They're all the same way up. I'm just validating that right now. So that one's a tarot deck, and that one's a tarot deck. So literally two. I like to do this when I'm asking a bit of a deeper question, because what'll happen is, let's say, for instance, the Empress. Let's say the Empress comes out, and then I ask her something else, and I only use the same deck. Well, the Empress can only come out once because we only got the one card. If I use two decks, and let's say the Empress comes out twice, for instance, that really does signify the significance of that card. Now, it's not to say you're going to get the multiples, but I've had it before, and I think it's good and wise to have two decks just to reaffirm negative or positive. So what I thought I'd do, I'll just say roughly how my life is at the moment. We'll see how the spread comes out, and then we'll do how I perceive the future. That doesn't mean I'm going to be right. I mean, I'm quite tuned in, and I get a lot of signs, so I would anticipate it being right. But sometimes they do throw some curveballs, and it's not always what we want. And I think that's the one thing. I always say that if you're going to ask a question in any walk of life, whether it's spirit or whether it's someone else, you better be ready for the answer. There's no point asking a question because you want it to be a specific answer, because you may just get disappointed. Because it's not about like pretending life's a fairy tale. Rarely is it. I think that's really important. So if we talk about my current circumstances, I have very poor finances, like it's poverty beyond belief. Does it define me? No. Does it make me feel like it brings my morale down? Like I have low days, of course, like anybody would when you're struggling. Doesn't make me feel less than myself. I don't feel inferior because I know life will improve dramatically. Anything could change at any moment. I'm confident in who I am. So effectively, for instance, if someone was to judge me based on a current circumstance, I think they'd be rather surprised in the future then, because you've literally prejudged me before I've even had my breakthrough, and you're going to be surprised how far I can go. So I don't lack confidence in that sense. I'm just frustrated. So there's that side. I've been single for 8 years. I'm very picky in love, in connections. It's not that I lead people. I don't lead people on either, though. That's the thing with me. So when I say I'm picky, it's not a case of I try that person out, try that, but I just don't even give people a chance unless I genuinely think, oh my God, that person's incredible. Because I'm more about energy. I know if you're a nice person, and it's very hard for it to be reciprocated. For the most part, I'm quite direct and blunt, and I think a lot of people either find it abrasive or they find it intimidating, and I keep getting signs about that. So it is what it is. But it does say that if someone gets to the other side of you, they get this really loving, caring, protective side. And so, yeah, so once I trust someone, it's like they have my heart and I'm vulnerable. They'll see a different side of me as well. They'll know I'm firm and I'm protective, but they'll also know how funny, silly I can be. How much we all have different sides to us, but I don't give everyone access to that because why should I? So anyway, current circumstances: been alone for a long time. I've been betrayed an awful lot. So I'd expect maybe the Ten of Swords. I've had it recently with some other cards, other readings. So that's literally been left for dead pretty much. You really are at low. Yeah. And so yeah, love, finance is terrible, frustrated. So maybe get the is it the Three of Pentacles? I'm not saying I'm going to get these cards. I'm just talking in general how I feel, and it's like what is going on in my life. We'll see what comes out, of course. And if we talk about the future, for instance, I do get signs of love. There was a connection I felt with someone strongly. We only met for like an hour, and it weren't even a situation where you're supposed to be have those feelings, if you like. So it's like in everyday life, you'd say that's impossible. That shouldn't even be possible. So like I'm getting signs that it could happen though, and I'm like, well, that'd be beautiful because I thought they were incredible. I get soulmate energy from them, which is crazy. Um, I never liked the term twin flame, but now that I've developed this situation in life, I do feel like that person I said at the beginning, where I've waited 4 years. I actually believe they're my twin flame. I don't think you necessarily have to come in union with your twin flame. I see some people get obsessed by the idea, and then it's like, I think that is not fair because if you get in a relationship with someone else, they shouldn't feel like, oh, there's this stronger connection somewhere else, because that's not the case at all. It just means you've literally got either split souls or it's something to do with the souls. It's like you're both here for a journey, whether you're split or whether it's, I don't really know the exact thing of it. I've never believed in it before, so I'm sort of like just learning it myself to an extent. But it doesn't mean that connection's any less. Effectively, the people put in our lives are there for a reason, and I've always said that to Spirit. You know, if it's not this person, bring me my person. Like I don't, even if it ain't that person, I just want the person I'm meant for. Like so, like I just want people to understand that. Like if I end up in another relationship, for not at any moment would I ever be thinking that I wish this other thing had happened, or if they come, I'm going. That's not the case at all. Once I set my foundation is set. That's what I'm like. Um, my eyes don't glare everywhere else. I'm not interested in that shit. That's hence why I've been single for 8 years. My standards are that high. So I expect to see that. I expect to see finances dramatically improving. We may even see the star because I keep getting signs I'm going to be in the spotlight. Recognition. There's going to be a lot of things happening. And now we'll see what happens here. I'm not, and I have had signs about spiritual gifts. So this is this deck. No, it's this deck. Trying to figure out which one's which. This one's more about your psychic abilities, your talents, and it usually does elevate. So it might be one where you've just activated this. There'll be another one where there's an elevation. So we'll see how that plays out. So we'll ask the cards. Just got to think how I'm going to word it, really, to be totally honest. Right. Well, okay. Just do my present circumstances. They know anyway. They're listening to me. They know what I'm planning to do. That's the other thing. You can over communicate what it is you're asking. They're already listening to me. Oh, I don't want that deck first. That used to be this one. The Light Seers Tarot used to be my favorite tarot deck. Now I actually prefer this one. I can't remember what it's called. What is it? Witch's Tarot. Witch's Tarot. This is my favorite tarot deck now. It's this one's nice. Right. Right, let's do a reading on my current circumstances at the moment. What is my current circumstances at the moment? Huh. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see if anything else comes out. I might just stop there. I'll do 5 shuffles. 1, 2. Oh, I've got that one. 3, 4. All right, one for luck. I can't help it. I'm someone that always asks more, so I can't help it. I'll just keep asking. So we know we've got the 3 here, and then we've got the 1 there. So this is interesting. Did I not say I was stuck? I think I'd said I'm stuck. um, that's quite incredible, isn't it? I mean, you don't even have to look. This is what I want people to understand. You don't need to know the deeper meanings of tarot. You could literally just use the images as guidance. It's quite apparent, even if you don't know any cards. You've got this one's blindfolded and 2 swords here. Swords are like truth, clarity, communication, sort of boundaries, all sorts of things. So it's quite obvious. Like, for instance, they've got a bandage around their eyes, so effectively you can't see. But it's like you're trying to find clarity or something. You know, you just can't see what's happening. You know, It's just, but and this one is you feel incredibly trapped. Look, all the swords are like in a circle. I think there's one right at the front though. I'm not sure if that one's right at the front. Anyway, you've got all these trapped. So you're encircled again. You've still got the blindfold. See how both of these have a blindfold. So that shows a level of confusion. You know, I feel personally just for looking at that it's you're stuck in your head. Now I take an objective view here. Like I know my path, but it's like even I'm having to sort of like go, wait a minute, because sometimes you expect different cards. Like I said, the holding on with the three of pentacles or four pentacles. I think it's three. But we didn't get that, did we? And I said 10 of swords. I think we've got the 8 or 9. Is that 9? 8 of swords. So it's 8 of swords. So it's not really left for dead. You're not as bad as you think. This one. You're stuck, but actually you can just get out of them swords. Them swords are not actually in you, are they? They're not. They're around you. So it's almost like you've got obstacles around you, but it's not the death of you. You're not. It's not ended. But if you look at this, that is incredible. That's a lead. That's a leader. It's fully very divine guided. It's intuition. Someone with an incredible amount of integrity. I'm not trying to say that about myself. That's literally what this is. So if you look at that, you've got two cards where you feel stuck, like incredibly stuck and frustrated, like you don't know what's going on, and yet you do know what's going on because you tapped in. Look, the magic of the universe. You have the answers. You already know what to do. You know, that's what that's saying. Current circumstances is you feel stuck, but you really aren't. I'm getting goosebumps. I don't know if you can. I probably can't come up on camera. I'm getting goosebumps. And then when we shuffled a little bit extra just for another card, we got this Wheel of Fortune. Is almost. I always see the Wheel of Fortune as karma. I think if you put it in that sense, karma is either good or bad, isn't it? Something's changing now. So this situation isn't going to stay here. So we're probably going to see quite a dramatic change when I ask about the future. But yeah, this is the wheels changing. So this is not staying like this anymore. That's where we are. And even I'm like feeling like that in myself. Like for instance, I just had a back physio, and it's like now I'm gonna have to go in different. Like, I'm gonna start having to try and heal the back more, and then we start making action. So what we're gonna do here, I don't even need to, do I? We've just interpreted, but I'm gonna do this. I like to do this because it gives it a little bit more. Is it finances? Is it love? Do you know what I mean? This is why I say the people that are rigid with tarot, they won't even think about clarifying anything. They would literally have the interpretation I just said, but on itself, that's very shallow, isn't it? It's not going deeper into why do you feel stuck? What is it about? You know, all these little things. We'll find out why it's like that because we're going to clarify now. Let's do just two shuffles beforehand. Right. Clarify Two of Swords. So we're clarifying now. Clarify the Two of Swords. And what I said is we use a different set of cards now, didn't I? Because we want to make sure if if just in case they double up. Now we can't help it now. If I can't make these cards come out for them, so it's impossible really. Okay, Three of Cups, community, and you've got choices. Now you can sometimes people put the choices one down to you've got various skills, but I see that as you've got options and community. So it's been feel stuck. You don't see that you have these choices. You have community. You have let's do it there so you can see it a bit there. It's almost like that's what I want as well. You know, you want that, right? You want that soul community. You want the people you could trust. Yeah. It's throwing me a little bit with the Seven of Cups only because I'm trying to interpret it the way I don't want to over-interpret this. So Two of Swords, Three of Cups, Seven of Cups. It's more about what I want, I think, because it's that you're stuck in your head. You don't see it. You want that soul community. You don't want to make the wrong decisions, so you're picky. So that's that one. Let's do the Eight of Swords. I'm going to expect money with this, really, because I think money's probably the bigger issue right now for me personally. Clarify Eight of Swords. Ha ha ha. I said money. This is generational wealth. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. This is what I'm talking about. Like you once you're tuned in, you're tuned in. You know, this is crazy. That's like the biggest one you could have, really. That and the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, really. Ten of Pentacles is actually generational wealth, and it's like that is exactly how I feel. Like I feel I should be far more successful now, and it's like if that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm trapped from this. Like it's impossible to reach that. It's getting frustrating as hell living like this. Um, Now the High Priestess. I'm really interested in what we got. Obviously, I know it means you can see the truth. I wouldn't even be surprised if we double match the High Priestess, which would argue in the amount of cards it's going to be, I would say, impossible. But of all the stuff. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to come. I'll just say that'd be quite magical, or the Hierophant. That'd be mental. Let's not preempt. Clarify the High Priestess. Holy shit. Out of all them, look, we've got that. And if you look at the High Priestess, what did I say? It's like an inner knowing. You know the truth. So you already see the answers. And then that is, if you look at that, it's your third eye. You got that there? That's actually crazy. So that for me, that's what that just clarifies that. I mean, you've literally got two cards. Like, look at this. This is what I want to show people with the tarot. So the way I do see that is you do know the answers. You do have a passion inside of you. You know, it's very tuned in. So yeah, I mean, if you look at that now, I mean, I don't know if you can see proper with the angles. I mean, obviously, if you just remember the cards, I'll give you there. But we've got the Two of Swords, and then we've got like community and feeling. You've got options, but you don't want to make the wrong choice. Yeah, and then the Eight of Swords is a deep frustration. You feel trapped, even hopeless. Like literally, nothing moves. You're bound. You're stuck in place, um, because it just feels so far from the Ten of Pentacles. That huge success that you feel you should have. But the High Priestess is saying you already know the answers, though. You already have it in you. You're not stuck. And then we're going to find the Wheel of Fortune, obviously, typifies the fact that you're not stuck. The wheel's changing. So let's see. I wouldn't even be surprised. Let me do two shuffles first. I wouldn't even be surprised the Wheel of Fortune turns into the World, which is the end of a cycle. But we'll see what happens. So clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, shit. What I was going to say is if cards don't come out, if you ever do this spread and cards don't come out, like me personally, got another one come out there. If the cards don't come out, I just see it as they're just re-emphasizing that that's it. That's it. There's no other meaning to it beyond that. That is it. Really listen to the card. And that's how I take it myself. So we've got King of Cups. So the Wheel of Fortune, it was coming off the end of that, wasn't it? So the Wheel of Fortune is just before we get to the next stage. So the Wheel of Fortune suggests change. It's very emotionally balanced, like literally the King of Cups. Look how much you're in your own Zen state. It's like no one's coming in to sort of dislodge you from your confidence and where you're at because you're very one with yourself. Look, it's like you can't be affected, but there is competition potentially. Let's see what the next one is. Ah, so people might look. The next stage is there's competition. People might come against, but justice justice is justice or is justice karma? Oh, justice is itself, but it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? Balance being restored, and that's literally the end of that. So we're at so we've started off really suffering, or at least feeling we're suffering. It's a perceived frustration, really. It's only temporary. You already know the answers, which I'm already saying I see for the future. I've already said how I see my future, haven't I? And that's what they're saying. And then they're pointing towards the fact that I've had karma, and the karma, we've also got justice under the karma, which is quite freaking mad, isn't it? Oh, can't, okay, better hold it like this. Christ almighty, my hands can't do that. Jesus. But how can you get the justice with the karma? That's crazy. And very emotionally confident. That is crazy. Anyway, let's bring that down a bit more because I want to be able to see the cards. This is the current thing. If I look at that objectively, you look at it fair across my life right now. This is true. This is true. So I'm not someone that doubts anything when I do these readings. I don't worry, are they going to say something else? Because it's like, they're just telling me what I need to know. And that I would argue, it makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. So like I say, I don't really care how anyone else does tarot. Some people do like a George, is it the St. George Cross and all that shit? I haven't learned any of those. I don't care. I don't care. I just do it how Spirit wants to give me it. You want to give me 4 cards? I'll take 4 cards. You want to give me 10 cards? I'll take 10 cards. You know, I'll just see it and I'll see the storyline unravel. And that's what I'm more about, the story. We all know where the beginning is and we all know where the end is. You can do your own story across the board. Ask a specific question, you get an answer. So we got them. So what we're not going to clarify further with these because they already clarified. So what we're just going to do, I'm going to try and move that just slightly up because I want to just ask. In fact, we'll overlap these so I'll get more space. We're going to put them away anyway because we're going to be going on to the future in a minute. I just want to ask with other decks because we can get different things here. Tell me about the current circumstances. Okay. Only one this time. Ah ha ha. Talent. That's mad. So current circumstances, of course, we look at this. And I keep pointing out, we kind of have to, just to get the overall feeling of it, is you feel trapped, you're far from where you want to be, you are in tune spiritually. It's literally saying it there. Very gifted, very in tune. Karma, justice, coming, very emotionally balanced, grounded, which is really important, that emotion balance, isn't it? Because to be emotionally within yourself, because you can be one with spirit source. If you actually look at that, you can actually hear spirit. Literally, if you look at the purity of the heart, and then of course this just speaks for itself. So the cards are coming, and then we get talent. So at the moment, it's about harnessing your skills. That's what it is at the moment, isn't it? It's big. I know that is my path at the moment. Anyway, it's a preparation stage, pretty much. That's incredible. Of all the cards, we've got the tarot. We've got talent. I mean, so we'll put that one to the side. Crisscross, I guess. We do have books if we want to go further into it, but kind of know the meaning of that. Don't have to overthink it. This one, it might take a little bit longer for a card to come out. It's such a big deck, and sometimes it does take a little while. This is like this is the animal tarot, which I really like because it's great. I absolutely love this one. Don't use it all the time. Only if I've got a specific question. This is going to be a good one. Which card currently? Wait a minute. Which card represents my current circumstances? Which card represents current circumstances? Oh, Christ. Right, let's have a look. I mean, I don't know what you come out on camera. You probably saw it before I did. Claim your independence. That's interesting. So at this stage, at this moment, it's not following people, isn't it? Claiming your independence. Because it's such a very specific deck, I'm going to try and just see if we can get a reading on what that means. Because obviously I think that's quite self-explanatory. Maybe the number 13 is significant for me at the moment. I don't know. So cat spirit. Cat. So there's nothing wrong with using the books, for instance. Like you should always lean on your. I personally think you should always lean on your intuition first, whatever comes to mind at the beginning. And then if you think I want a bit of a deeper thing, then you can go into it. But I think if you read the book first, you're not even going to tap into your intuition because you're just going to straight away be leaning on the book, and the book's now it's now altered your interpretation before you even had one. If you know what I mean. When cat spirit meows, she is calling you to claim independence. Allow for some space between you and others in your life. Which makes sense because we had the one where I said the 7 of Cups and it was like options, but you don't want to make the wrong choice. That was one of those. And I think where it said the competition as well towards the end with karma. So it's kind of like stay in your own bubble. The only way you can grow in all your relationships now is to have a healthy sense of self-respect and self-worth. Where do you walk with dignity, knowing that who you are, self-aware, willing to grow, trusting the value you bring, the world will mirror all this back. When you say no to codependency, live and let live and practice taking risks as you wander into new territory for you. She is here to urge you to let your independent spirit roam free. There's a little bit more, but we don't need to go more in that. But that actually makes sense because, like I said, there is someone in terms of if you think about romance, like I can see something really beautiful with them, but I do recognize that I need to not focus heavily on these things because I know my value. Like, I know as much as I like maybe if you when you like someone, I know in me, I have a lot of strength in myself. I have a lot of qualities. I know I'm rare. And I don't say that to put myself on a pedestal. It's a reflection of the world around us. If I look around, I see a lot of people who are arrogant. I see a lot of people who are selfish. I see people who are greedy, self entitled. There's an awful lot of negative traits. And I look at myself and I realize I'm just not the same as these people. So, in a world where there's so much corruption and greed, um, I know I'm a rare person. Like, I know I have so many qualities, and the right person would cherish it, not take me for granted, and we'd have a beautiful relationship, and I would be able to support them too. But it's really important that I don't ever lose sight of the fact that I am a prize too. So I just carry on moving forward independently, which is kind of what it's saying, and I get that. Spirit really is emphasizing that quite a bit of late. Um, this is the psychic one now. This is a good one. I like this. It'll say where my abilities are at the moment or where I'm sitting. So wait a minute. Right, okay. Where am I currently at on my journey? Just say, it's hardly surprising. Cars ain't coming out. I haven't used this deck in a while, so your energy has to sort of like build to it so they can get the sense. The central sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, success. That's pretty cool. That looks very powerful, doesn't it? Emanates power, conjuring. Literally, abundance, downloads, regeneration, success. What did I say I see coming next? I see the success coming. Like, I'm building towards it now. I can't, like, you feel frustrated, you're away from your success, but I feel so frustrated because I feel I should be there. And they're literally saying in this situation is you are literally building it. We will get the book because I think it's just really important with this sort of deck. We don't mix this message. Oh, there's no numbers with these ones. So this one's the central sun. Hope it's under C. The central sun. Our sun is the center of the solar system. Solar being the key word. All planets orbit it. We use the journey to measure time, space, and even our birthday. The sun helps us connect with our journey, see how far we've come. It is just far enough away to create the perfect conditions for Earth to become abundant with life. In ancient Greece, the sun was known as Helios. In ancient Egypt, it was Ra. Worldwide, the ancients knew the importance of the sun. The earliest sky gazers worshipped it because daily it would disappear over the horizon, leaving the darkness and mystery of night. It was clear that it had governance over life and light, so we learned early on that the sun was needed for us to survive and thrive. The sun is therefore a vital energetic vortex in the physical realm, but on a spiritual level, it is a portal of divine light that we connect it with through the inner universe. Getting huge goosebumps there. It's a spiritual gateway representing the center of the multiverse, a sacred energetic portal that irradiates infinite inspirational light. Connect. Visualize yourself divine within until you find yourself. Right, I don't need that bit. Right, the message. The general central sun is shining brightly in your life and upon your world. This is a time of rejected to regenerate. Tiredness and old energy are being washed away, old skins peeled to reveal a sacred and more aligned you. This is an exciting time. Central sun energy is magnetic and all powerful, opening you up to light and supporting you as you express your own light in this lifetime. New ideas, opportunities, and experiences come easily to you at this time, like the sun kissing the perfectly ripe soil. The seeds you have planted are being encouraged to grow. Realize that in order to go beyond your horizon, it's important for you to welcome energetic exchanges. When you help others, you let yourself be helped in return. When you invest in energy, it projects. You let energy be invested in yourself. Now, I think the fact that I'm doing this video to help people grow in their own things, I think that makes sense to me. Take that. We've got one more deck that I've got. I've got actually a lot more decks. I'm just not using them all. I don't. It's too many. You'd have cards everywhere. Let's just do two shuffles, just to pre-shuffle. All right. Which cards currently represent? Wait a minute. Which cards represent my current circumstances? Shit. Oh, it's too many, man. It's just gone mental. We might have to. I might just take the top one. Well, they all did come out. I don't like it when it does that, but they come out for a reason, is the way I see it. But the major one, because it come out on its own, is Lord Ganesh, Infinite Abundance, which I think corresponds really with the Sun one. We'll see what the other ones say, of course. Obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. Now, this is a deities deck, and I really like this. Like, I usually get the Divine Protector, I think it is, but we'll see. Oh, literally the first card when I turn it over. That's what I meant, the Divine Director. How weird is that? I said I usually get it, and it come out. Divine Director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring, knowing that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. See, the way I see it is this card come out purposely on its own, upright. The others were around it. And that's sometimes you have to interpret the message as well. This one is really significant because it come out front and center, which is the infinite abundance, obstacles being removed, spiritual support, connection increasing. Then we get the Divine Director, which is saying divine intervention is occurring, which corresponds with that card. You are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. And again, if you look at the cards, I feel stuck and trapped, but that's not who I am. Love and acceptance, which again follows on with that one. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. A lot of this is divine worth, healing, love. Hilarion, divine healing. What the hell we got going on over here? Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. Again, had that with the sun card. This one. Light can heal others. Now we've got light activation. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. And that corresponds really with that one and that one. So that's what I'm trying to show people really is the connection to spirit, to source, you know. It's like, they're just showing me. And then we've got Odin. Psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Your third eye is open. What did we have earlier? This is what I'm talking about. I love it when spirit comes through like this. I actually do like taking photos just so I can do it, just so I can remember. I do this a lot. So it's something worth doing as well. If you ever do readings for yourself and things, I like to take photos so I can remember exactly what I asked and the questions and things. I don't think I'll be able to do it this time. Wait a minute. That's how I have to do it. I got the microphone in the way there. Wait a minute. It gives me a reference point, so I don't always have to ask spirit every day. You know what I mean? Like if I think, oh wait a minute, it gives you a bit of like, oh, okay. I remember that. Yeah, they said that. And it gives you a bit more, I guess, confidence if you go through struggles. I just want to, because I'm putting it on back on deck. I just want to give it a couple of shuffles. So we're not starting from the demo at the top or anything. We do 3 shuffles every time we put them back. I think it's fair. That one is this one. Yeah. Well, 2 shuffles will be all right. Then we got the cat spirit we put back here. So again, we're going to ask in a minute the future now. So what's coming next? Well, I don't want to say it yet because the cards will start going mad before I'm even ready. Yeah, this one, talent, put the bottom there, but we'll do a shuffle just to make it clear that it's somewhere in this deck. Who knows? Then we've got the major ones, these big ones at the bottom. Right, put them there. Do a couple of shuffles, try and mix them up a little bit. I'll probably do about 5 shuffles because there was a lot of them, wasn't there? Oh, they're all flying out. I said that. I don't want spirit answering me yet. Don't answer me yet. Don't answer me, please. Don't answer me yet. Not asking. That's a real problem. They'll talk to me now. You know what I mean? Because I'm talking. Right, don't. No cards. No cards. Oh, no cards. Right. So, got a clear deck now. Put that one there. Put that one over here. Clear deck. Right. Oh, my back's starting to hurt. Oh, can't get past this. Hell. Got a rug under here trying to protect the floor. My back's starting to hurt though. This caused me. I'm actually suffering now for people. God damn. Yeah, I've got nothing to help now. This back thing, I don't know if it's helping as much as it used to. Let's do one more shuffle just to. Right. What's coming next in my life? What's coming next in my life? I'm gonna be honest with you. The whole time I was shuffling, I felt a strange feeling that spirit doesn't want everyone to know what's coming next. And then I keep shuffling because I want to know. I said before, some things, like even in the book, didn't I? Some things are private for us. But they won't give me anything now. Everything was flying before. Now we're struggling. Look, how many times have we shuffled? Oh, right, we're finally getting something. Well, I'm going to leave it there. But I don't think they want me talking about certain things, you know? That was weird because normally on my own, I'd get a deck. I have no doubt about that. We called in. So this was the first card to come out. Oh my God. I say, oh my God, because the corner of my eye, I saw 2 of cups. And I knew I had the 6 of wands. This is outrageous because we know that's what come out first. We know we had that one come out first. And we had that one. How the hell you get 4 of wands and a 6? I mean, there's 4 of wands and a 6 of wands. 4 of wands is, well, you could, people put it down to marriage, put it down to twin flames, but it's also celebration. It's like you're rejoicing. So you're going from that deep struggle, that one where you're internally in your head, but you're actually going to be celebrating. And you're going to get a lot of recognition. It's victory. You could argue spotlight. That's crazy. So you're going from real deep struggle to literally success. But then we've also got, oh my God, manifestation. Magician is you manifesting. You're conjuring this. So this is what's coming. The celebration of victory. And then there's something I've been manifesting. So you've been working at this. I'm getting a bit of goosebumps now. So these two are separate in a sense. That's your recognition. I think that's for the work I've put in. This is something special for me that I've been asking for. And you don't see it. It's the moon. So you can't see it. So you've been doing the magic, but you can't see it happening. And it's literally love. A union. I'll get a huge goose, but if anyone could just sense it now, like I don't know if it can. I don't think you can get it on the camera. It's impossible on a camera, isn't it? But I'm freaking hell, man. I'm getting well big goosebumps. This is insane. Look at these cards compared to how negative the other cards were. Apart from me being spiritually gifted, that was the positive of it, wasn't it? And the karma was the wheel of change, so it was good. But it wasn't like there was no indication it was going to be this big. Wow. And this is what I want to get through here. Is this isn't sort of like human ego. This is spirit. This is spirit's guidance. I always say that. I don't care what humans think. And I don't mean it in an arrogant way. It's just spirit sees our whole journey. Spirit's with us even through through our vulnerabilities, the suffering, the struggle. They're there all through the whole thing. They know the depths of our despair, you know. They know when you're in tears. They know when you're struggling. And they also know that when you deserve a blessing. And, you know, like I said, there was someone, I'd hope it is the person I was thinking about. But, you know, in any event, like I say to Universe all the time, is just bring me whoever I'm meant for. Because you can get attached to an idea of a single individual, but it's like at the same time, it's like whoever's going to make me happy and I'm going to make them happy. Just this is what I want. I want to be in love. I want to be happy. And they're saying that you're literally doing it. You're manifesting it. That's really nice, man. So yeah. Anyway, so what we do, we'll still clarify because it's always good to do that. And we might get double cards. We might not. So, like we say, we see the success coming. We've already said that. We've established there's going to be a celebration. But what are we celebrating? Is it going to be, because I'm thinking now we're probably going to be celebrating finances or something, or like spiritual growth or something. There's going to be something that comes from, because I think perhaps this side over there here is separate to this one, but it might not be. It might not be. Clarify 4 of wands. Clarify the 4 of wands. Oh. They're clarifying the 4 of wands with the 9 of wands. What was the other one? It's swords, wasn't it? So you're clarifying that from that. I think it's the fact. Oh wait, can we do that? Oh, it's so annoying. I don't know if you can get the thing across there. But it's like your celebration is coming from the fact you had to stand your ground. Because the resilience. Because I've been so strong. Yeah, and I've stood my ground, it's going to give me cause for celebration. So you earn it. That's pretty cool, man. Mm, I like that. Better defend yourself if you like. Then we've got clarify the 6 of wands. Huh. Mm. We've got the Six of Cups. So we've got the Nine of Wands, and then we've got the Six of Wands, and then the Six of Cups, 6 6. But if you look at it, you've got it's public recognition, victory, but you've literally it's something you wanted from childhood. If you look at that, you've transitioned from this to this. So the amount of growth it's took from this state of your life all the way to there, like you could argue it's through your growth that you're getting the victory, but I see it as well though that it's literally something you wanted as a child or something. That's nice. That's nice because if you actually look at that and then you look at you think you consider the story of what that would involve, from that level to that level, it's like the amount of healing, the growth, the transition to be able to be that leader. If you look at that, that's like someone in a battlefield, really, though, isn't it? They've just been successful, and you're getting paraded. Um, that's nice. Right, the magician. I'm not expecting a card for the magician, but we'll see if something comes up. Just because the magician is creating anyway, so although it might point towards the love again because that's what you've been doing. We'll see what happens. Clarify the magician. Mm, that's really weird, but I get it. If you actually look at the magician, he's actually got an infinite symbol above. See, it's infinite possibilities. And literally, I did say about the fact that love, didn't I? Like, we're trying to magician love, but it's because I'm like so brokenhearted. I've been single for 8 years. I'm so lonely. Like, not in a way that I'm desperate, but I'm so lonely. It's like, it'd be nice to finally be happy. We got the recognition, you're getting the success. And it's like, look, you're a magician. You- You're creating it because you're like, from this heartbreak and pain, you're manifesting a way beyond it. That's mental. So let's see the moon. Clarify the moon. I think I know what that's going to be, but I don't want to preempt anything. We'll say after. Oh, a couple of cards come out. I can't see anything, by the way. You see me look straight. I don't know if it's going to be that, but I would argue the moon is someone's watching me because you don't see it. Uh, I'm not sure what way they come out. But anyway, we've got the Queen of Swords, which is someone, again, it's strong boundaries. If you just look at them, they know what they want. Their eyes are just focused on you or you're focused on them. But literally, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. We had that on the previous one. And again, I always see the Wheel of Fortune as karma. So again, you've got the magician healing from heartbreak and trauma, suffering. You've got the moon. You can't see it coming, but what you can't see coming is the fact that everything's changing. Literally, the wheel is turning. Someone is locked in on you, and they're not even focused on anything else. They're just like so focused on what it is they want. I always see I always see the birds personally as spirit. So there's always guidance in their life, and I always see this as spirits guiding that person my direction. I'm getting goosebumps again. The proof will be in the pudding, of course, if any of this comes true, of course, but it's not straight away. And like I said, things can deviate, but it's always very much it makes sense, doesn't it? That's the thing. Every time I do it, but for me anyway, it always makes sense, and it's always about being open to the message. That's the way it is. So some people say I can't do my own readings. It's like I don't understand. Don't try. It's like you just got to see what they're giving you. Two of Cups. Now, one, I don't know. Let's not preempt anything. But Two of Cups. Right, come out clear, didn't it? What we got? Ace of Swords. We had the Ace of Wands before. Now we've got Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Normally I'd think of things like that. It's because this one's a bit different with the cards. Let me see if I can find it because, like, for instance, that's the Ace of Swords. Sometimes the deck can give you different meaning, different image. So, effectively, that card is the same as this card. Just to give it different meaning, really, so you can sort of see a bit more because this shell can throw you right off. Um, So what that's saying, in my opinion, is that's a genuine love connection. This is the two of cups. So that's like soulmates. Um, and it's literally that it's a true, genuine, honest relationship because it's like literally that's what that is all about. If you had that card there, you would naturally say truth, clarity, um, integrity, justice. And that's what that's saying. If you think about it, it's like your source of light emanating from your mind. It's pure. And if you look at that, you got this beautiful light coming off the chalice. Um, so it's a pure, genuine love coming. Well, that's nice considering all the swords we had the first time. And like I said at the beginning, I don't doubt my future. I don't doubt the future. It doesn't mean the present are easy. And again, we'll see where it all leads. Now, let's do this one. Now, this one I think we're going to have, because of the way this is looking, I wouldn't be surprised if we have, I like to say it beforehand. We'll see what comes out. I sometimes get the butterfly, which is transformation. You can see it within itself. Sometimes I get protection. Sometimes I get friendship. In this case, you would argue friendship's quite a big one because the collaboration of it all. But we'll see what comes out. I do get the home a lot as well, the boundaries, but I get the home a lot because it means a lot, my stability. Right. What is coming next in my life? What's coming next? Okay. Psychic abilities. So we just got the one card this time. I don't think it was just one. No, it was one card. We got talent last time. Sometimes I get quite a few. This time, if I only get one, it's because they really want to emphasize it. Like if you got five, you would obviously be looking, going, "That's nice. I'm getting all these signs," but it give you a bit of a message. This one just makes you hone in on it immediately. Psychic abilities. So it's like you've got all this recognition. You've got the success coming. You're literally your magician, which would hand in hand, and it's literally leading to that. But I was thinking that earlier while I was doing the things. To be honest, I think my abilities are just going to enhance. Um, 'Cause I had a vision of my future, to be honest, earlier, and I just thought, yeah, that makes sense. I'm not going to say what that is, but I just thought, okay. And I think that's what that's alluding to. So we keep that one out, of course. Let's do the animal. Which animal represents me in the near future? Which animal represents me in the near future? One thing I want to say there is I've had a gifted individual who likes to just shuffle 3 times, take off the top. I don't shuffle like that, and they used to get frustrated how long sometimes I'd shuffle, and I'm like, I don't care because I'm just waiting for spirit to answer me. It's like you can force it if you want, but I don't. What's the point? I was going to stop in a little while if not, because sometimes they don't want to answer, and it might mean you just got to reword it. Anyway, so we've got time to heal. So coming next is healing. Is a healing part of your life, and then believe in yourself. So one is the squirrel, one is the snake. The spirit and snake. So snake. Oh, we know snake anyway. Snake is time to heal. We shed layers, shed your skin. It's quite self-explanatory. The heat that one. The squirrel, believe in yourself, and it's going to be time. That is, if you look at it, they do focus on their own self, don't they? They hoard all these acorns. Um, so it's like, yeah, it's almost like an investment in yourself, isn't it? You have accumulated wise wisdom and experience, and are surrounded by all you need. Abundance of resources available to you through the generosity of spirit and all your hard work. Spirit shows up when you need reminding that the acorns you have gathered and stowed away have enormous potential to grow. So relax into knowing there is always enough, and you have what it takes to co-create the reality you want to experience. Through diligent preparation, you have gained wisdom and strength. How much potential you have. Believe in yourself, for spirit believes in you and wants you to know that you have enough and are enough. Doesn't that truth make you feel safe and secure? It should, for you have everything you need right now. Again, that's coming next. And that makes sense when you look at the stability that it involves. It's a huge different change of life. Um, it does go a little bit further. We're not going to go bother with that. It just goes on to protection and things. So let's not worry about that one so much. We've done that deck. We've done that deck. Now we're going to do the psychic one because that's really useful. We've already got psychic abilities, so something's unraveling next. What's coming next in my life? Jumping, isn't I? What's coming next? Like I said, if they don't want to answer that, I'm not going to, you can't force it. And that's what I want to show about the cards in general. I'm not sure why they wouldn't want me to know the thing, especially because sometimes it's because it's on camera. I know I'm aware of that. Fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Oh, wow. Anyone that knows my journey, I talk about it a lot. The number 343. Oh, for crying out loud, I've got to dim my light. It might be gone by then. Oh, now I've dimmed it too much. Oh, for love. The phones are annoying with the cameras. It's going to go. 343. I talk about that number quite frequently. I mention it in my book as well. It means something to me, 343. Like we have numbers that mean something to us. It means more to me than the angel numbers. If I say 343, I'm like, I'm looking. That's just me personally. It's my own number. Anyway, yeah. So fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are, kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that success is your birthright. You're supposed to be in the spotlight. And you're supposed to have a genuine, pure love around you. You know, you weren't always supposed to suffer. The suffering was the lesson. It was the journey. And now we're getting to the breakthrough beyond that journey. So you won't live that ever again. Once you've got healed past that, it's literally that's what we're on the precipice of the karmic wheel. Everything's going to change. And that's what that's saying. Fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. I always say that we're more than our circumstances. So people can judge us in a moment, but they might be surprised after because it wasn't necessarily where we were supposed to spend our whole life. It was just a moment, a period. O-U-O-T-O. Soul Star activation. For our Soul Star, we access information and wisdom like a computer connecting to the internet through broadband. Instead of having to move through the dimensions to access this information, we can remain connected at all times and download support as necessary. The Egyptian god Horus appears on this card as our spiritual guide. His hawk-headed image is said to illustrate his connection to the sun, moon, and stars. As a keeper of energetic portals to hidden realms, he can help us remember our starry origins, open psychic vision, and connect directly with the wisdom that is held in the stars. Through your previous journeys, you have learned much about the inner workings of your soul and about the cycles of karma. I mentioned karma a good few times here, haven't we? Before this incarnation, you set a powerful intention to remember your divine origins. Huge goosebump, by the way. At this point, you are in a powerful space, for you are remembering who you truly are. You know that you have it within you to make a great difference in your own life, the lives of those you love, and of course, the world. This remembering is in alignment with the soul contracts you made before coming to this realm. If you find yourself worrying if you are making the right decisions, know that even if you aren't conscious of it, all that you have chosen so far is in accordance with your soul's evolutionary plan. And when you draw this gateway, you are opening up on higher levels. I was getting major goosebumps with that, and I don't say things like that for the sake of it. One last deck. And again, before we wrap up, I just wanted to make the point. This isn't about me boasting about my life. You know, if you looked at the first part of it, I'm not happy. I'm miserable. I've actually said that. But this is what's coming next, and it's a beautiful change. And I want to, part of it is the beauty of that is it shows people that our circumstances don't stay there forever. The wheel of fortune does change, but it's important that we give ourselves the best opportunity to have that life, you know. And of course, the whole point of this video in the first place is to show people the connection to spirit and the fact that you can do your own readings, you can get your own guidance. Yeah, it's nice to hear from someone else, and you think, okay, it's impartial. It's 100% impartial. I'm hearing from them, but you can't guarantee their connection though, or how gifted they are, or how they're interpreting things. So although it's nice to hear from other people about our life, like I enjoy just sitting on my own with my guides and asking them, I've asked deeply personal questions in my private life, believe me, about the other person, like whether they actually think of me, what the, I might have some things wrong, like in terms of the way I'm interpreting when it comes to them specifically, because it's so it's so on point. I'll say it here now, and I might be absolutely wrong. I didn't even remember their name. I only knew this person by like what for 1 hour, and it wasn't even about like us knowing, like me knowing their name or anything. It was something I had to do, and it was there. But I was enjoying it. Their energy was beautiful. I'm like, God damn, like, they were incredible. Like just from an energetic point of view, and the way they would, I felt safe with them, and I thought that was a beautiful thing because a lot of time I have to feel defensive. I felt safe. I really like that. So I couldn't remember their name. Then I'm asking Spirit, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I can't obviously get a name through cards, but the name Catherine just popped into my head. Now it might be wrong. I'm not like 100%. Oh, you're Catherine. You know, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if I am wrong, but that's what I got. I just take what I get given. And then I did tarot the other day, and I just said, "Look, what is their sun zodiac?" Because a lot of people don't realize we have different things. Like my sun is an Aquarius, but I also have Capricorn in my chart. I have Pisces and I have Sagittarius. So effectively, I'm a good communicator. I speak my mind. I don't really care about the consequences. Um, I do have like there's an emotional side, so there's a caring, nurturing side, but it's also very psychically gifted, which is the Pisces. So anyway, there's areas to me, but I am overall like the sun sign. I am Aquarius, and I got for them a Gemini, and I was like, okay, that's interesting because if it ever does happen, like you meet each other again, a union can come together. Who knows what happens in the future? I'm not saying it would be them, but let's say it is. It'd be quite interesting if they are freaking a Gemini because that blow my mind. Anyway, so I've asked specific questions like that. And some other things, of course. But anyway, um, what's coming next? What's coming next in my life? I was going to say I wasn't sure if I was getting anything because they've already told me where I'm up to and like things that are happening, like the healing. I think it was you're being divinely guided last time, wasn't it? So it's interesting. So once we've got past that divine guidance, because again, this is what's coming next. It's not here yet. Remember that. Like I'm still in that other stage. We're not here. We're not here yet. And like I said at the beginning as well, things can change the course. I could behave in a way out of character. The other people could behave out of character. Things can deviate. There could be delays. There's so many cogs to the mechanism. But in its current, the way the energy is right now, this is the outlook. So I think you can't stay rigid though, especially if the timeline's far into the future. For instance, too many things can deviate. Um, so there we got this one. I've not seen this one. Both of these are interesting because they both look like Middle East. If I'm saying it right, I think that's weird, isn't it? How can they both be Middle Eastern? Like out of the whole deck. So we've got the Cloak of Wisdom. So that says Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. So the other one, the previous one was about divine healing, divine guidance, like spiritual activation, all these like things. It was more like you're being guided to connect. By next time, you're already clued in. You're an expert now, literally, because you already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. It's now believing in yourself, and we've also got the psychic abilities. So the next phase is literally don't question it anymore. You are what you are tuned in effectively, which is interesting with the Middle East because you would say they're very like religious, but you'd also I'd consider the Middle Eastern people like spiritual. If you was to have it, if you was to have a demograph of people, you would naturally say that, wouldn't you? And then we've got awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Yeah. So effectively, the higher your frequency, the more people can attract to you. But also, it's going to be negative things. So it's take these effectively. It's just take the spiritual path very serious. Um, Again, this is a really nice reading. This has turned out nice. Like, if it doesn't always work like that, believe me, because if you've still got a lot of healing to do, your next stage could just be an adaptation of the original. I'm trying to turn that a little bit. Right, let me just get a photo. Right. So I'm not expecting people to be happy for me because everyone's got their own life. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm the center of their world. I'm the center of my universe, of course, because that's how we should be, the center of our universe. Um, but the point I'm trying to show here is obviously it's obviously don't feel bad. Don't try to be negative. Like that's not good. That's not a good place to be because you're just setting yourself up for an incredible negative reading. If you're going to be a negative individual, you're just asking for trouble your whole life. So although I'm not expecting people to go, oh wow, that's great, because obviously it's mine, not theirs. Um, it's still like just appreciate the journey a bit and don't be so judging. But the whole point of this really was to show the connection to source to spirit. Like I could not do this, for instance, and I could just sit there and go and book a reading with someone else and let them tell me everything. But I can actually just sit in peace with my guides, and they'll give me like, they'll tell me about my present, they'll tell me about my future. And you've got to ask this question, like, do you need to be in a place of worship to get this? And I say that all the time, and that's what I talk about in my books. We connect to source to spirit at home. You can do it anywhere you want. You can do it in your car. Just got to find a moment of peace. Just be with yourself. Don't allow influences around you and just get on with it. While we're on it, and I'm just saying it out now, it's nothing to do with this, but I just want to show the level of connection we have. My uncle passed away a few years ago. And that night, weirdly enough, before he passed, I heard voices in my hallway. I didn't open the door, but I just heard a voice in the hallway, and I live alone. That was quite surreal. Then when I wake up, and obviously get up in the morning, and I find out he'd passed away. So I thought that was strange. That doesn't normally happen. And then I was sitting on the bed, and I just said, I hope he's now at peace, because he had a lot of health problems. And straight away, I kid you not, like my whole body, I just felt peace all over me. And then I just felt myself lifting. Like it just felt like a vision of like lifting away from the body. And at that point, I just stopped the connection, because obviously I don't want to do any astral projection and things. But that's an experience I had. And what that did again, it showed me in myself that I don't need to, like, it's each to their own. And our ancestors do like funerals and things. They do like to watch the celebration after, but they don't expect you to. And I think there's too much in society. We expect to do something. And for me, that was my send off. That was me saying bye. So again, you don't need to go to places of worship to have those experiences. And I always doubt whether a lot of the people who are religious, because they're forced to be something they're not sometimes, that there's too much regimentation with it. I do wonder whether they get anywhere near the guidance I've just got right now. And I would say which one, like, I'm not trying to challenge people really, or force down a path, but it does beg the question though, which one seems like a pure connection? For me, this is my connection to my guides. And of course, it goes beyond this. I already knew the answers before we did the cards. I was talking about it. I said about love, didn't I? Like, here we got 2 of cups. It seems impossible. So even in my daily life, I'm like, I don't even see how that can happen. Like, that seems ridiculous. But it's what I want, and it's how I feel inside. So let's see how it all plays out. Anyway, this was me just trying to open spirit to people, really, especially tarot. But it's something to learn. It's embrace, but don't like be so hard on yourself when you're learning. We all feel inferior at some point in our journey. I mean, I still question myself on some of the interpretation of cards. I don't know every card. There's some that just throw me off. But it's like, I've just got to stop worrying so much about what it means in the book. What is spirit trying to tell me? And I think just learn for yourself. You know, you can explore a lot of the cards come with books. You'll learn the more you do it, the more you'll get familiar with the card. Then you might start looking at it in different ways, and start seeing more depth to the reading, really. And that's what I want to do. I'm just trying to help people, especially through my books. It's just get people to see it for themselves, you know. It's like I said, people get called out as fake when you start your journey. It's like, you're not fake, you're just a beginner. Stop, you know, but too many people, they think you got to be at the expert level. But again, that's just people posturing because they want to be better than other people. They got like a superiority complex. That needs to fade, because that's not spiritual. That's not love and light. Anyway, I don't want to go on any further. It's been way longer than I planned. I thought we'd do it for 20 minutes. It's over an hour. If anyone got this far, I'd be surprised, as I always am. But at the end of the day, it was good for me. I'm happy with what I received.